dear, are you here?
She's not here.
Oh, what about Grant?
He's not here either.
Well, obviously you are. May I ask why?
I wanted you to look at some building plans, then Stella told me about Celia, and then she told me about the robbery.
What robbery?
She said she heard it on the radio. Delphina's shop was robbed.
Well, wasn't that where Celia was going to meet Holly?
Yes, what else did the radio report say?
Not much. They said that something happened, and Captain Ramsey confirmed it. He didn't say what. He said for us to wait here, that he'd be over. And he also said not to call anybody.
Dear, I don't like this at all. I'm very worried.
Well, Lila, there's no point in being so concerned until we know what's happened. I mean, it may be nothing.
Well, Ramsey didn't sound like it was nothing.
I wonder who that can be.
I know of only one way to find out, Lila. That's open the door.
Oh, Mr. Quartermain, good, you're home.
Yes, we're home and thoroughly confused, I might add.
Well, sir, that's why I'm here. Something has happened, and every one of you should know about it.
Well, why don't we go into the living room where we can be more
There is no
comfortable?
time, thank you, Mrs. Quartermain, but this is very serious. We have a crisis on our hands, and every moment is important.
A crisis?
Holly and Celia have been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? My goodness, by whom?
But why? What for?
Well, ransom, obviously. How much are they demanding?
No, sir, it's not a matter of money.
Oh, nonsense. Kidnapping is always a matter of money.
Not this time, Mr. Quartermain.
Well, if it's not money, then what do they want?
The police know who it is.
Look, I can't discuss any of the details with you. I'm just here to tell you that they were kidnapped. You have a right to know that, but please, please, don't tell anyone about this.
Well, what about Celia's husband? I assume you have told him.
I also have to ask you, please, to make no inquiries about Dr. Putnam for the duration. I am not at liberty to discuss his whereabouts.
Well, we have a right to know what's going on.
The police are in charge and on top of this situation.
Well, can I at least notify Celia's father?
Yes, but only if you emphasize that it must be kept completely quiet. Now, please, I ask you, do as I've told you. Don't tell anyone at all about the kidnapping. No one. Absolutely no one. And I promise you, I'll try to get back to you with some information as soon as I can. I'm sorry about this. Bye.
You know, that man can really be very irritating. I'm quite upset about it.
Well, I think we all are, but there doesn't seem to be much we can do about it. Lila, why don't you let me take you upstairs, and I'll get you settled in for a little nap, huh?
Oh, thank you, dear. That would be nice. I think if I could get some sleep, then maybe when I wake up, all this would have gone away.
Well, I'll be up in a moment in case I can be of any help. I better call Quentin.
What, you want me to call?
What? No. He's going to be in a state of shock when he learns his daughter has been kidnapped. It's better if it comes from me. But wait, I won't be long.
Why?
I beg your pardon?
Why do you want me to wait?
Because I want to talk to you. And you seem to delight in reminding me that I am your father, so that should be reason enough.
I'm waiting for my report. I flew up here from Washington on a moment's notice, and I want to find out exactly what's going on here. Robert, you can begin.
I'm going to remind you of a few things, Ballentine. First and foremost, I'm not one of your agents anymore. Secondly, I happen to be the police commissioner of this town, in which case you're in my jurisdiction. And thirdly, I don't like someone like you telling me to recite like a schoolboy.
Well, if you're questioning who has the higher authority, Robert, believe me, I can settle that in just a minute.
I'm not talking about authority here. I frankly don't give a damn about it. But as far as I'm concerned, the WSB's got a lot to answer for in this case.
We acted as I thought best.
And what did you accomplish? Absolutely nothing. No, I'll modify that. Not only did you accomplish nothing, you came up empty-handed and you made it almost impossible for me to function.
I see. So you're attempting to shift blame to me. Well, I reject it totally.
I'm not talking about shifting the blame. I'm just saying what is positive fact. You accomplished nothing. Let's check the record, shall we? You couldn't spot Putnam and you didn't spot Natalie. Now, what's the point of all these computers when they don't produce anything?
Robert, you know very well that computers only produce the information that you program into them.
And who's responsible for that programming? The WSB.
But what about your own responsibility? You're so damned eager to remind me that you're the police commissioner. Why haven't you acted like one? Why didn't you function like one?
I did, in spite of no help from you.
Like hell you did. I'll tell you how you functioned. You were supposed to safeguard the disc. Did you? No. What did you do? You went out jogging with the mole. You were supposed to prevent him from getting a hold of the disc, and you failed.
He didn't even have it then.
Well, I know that. I know it very well. And who did? A man that one of my agents was involved with.
Now, wait a second. That's unfair. I didn't know that Luke had the disc.
But it's your job to know, and you failed. Both of you failed. Two of the best agents I've ever had, and both of you fall flat on your faces. Why? Where were your instincts? How come you couldn't put your facts together and come up with the right answers?
Well, I could have done that, providing you and your WSB boys hadn't kept on trying to outsmart me.
I was covering my own territory.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that you were chiefly concerned with your wife. And the World Security Bureau's primary concern, indeed, its only concern, is the disc.
And as a result, we now have neither.
May I say something here?
Of course you can say something. You're one of my agents. You have a lot to answer for, Connie.
And I will do that at the appropriate time. In the meantime, the two of you keep hurling recriminations back and forth at each other, which is completely counterproductive.
I agree.
All right. Very well. Our first priority is to find out where Luke and Grant have gone.
On that, we're on agreement. Now, how do we do it?
Hey, Luke. Where have you been, man? I've been looking for you all over.
I know, I had to walk, Luke.
What's the matter? What happened to your neck?
Oh, no, it's nothing. Nothing at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I got a lot of questions to ask you.
Okay, look, pal, I'm sorry I don't have time for it right now. Time is very important to me, and I need a favor, okay?
Of course. Always count on me for favors.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
I want you to take a message for me to Robert and make sure he's all right.
Yeah, sure. What's the message?
I don't want to tell you. I want to write it.
Well, don't worry about it. I can memorize it. Just tell
Listen,
me what
Blackie, this is a situation where the less you know, the safer you're going to be, okay?
All right.
Okay. Blackie, for your own good, I'm asking you not to read this, okay?
I'm telling you, you can trust me.
I know, that's why I'm giving it to you. Get it to Robert, okay?
What are you doing? Tie my shoe.
Get that to Robert and don't mess me up.
I will, I promise.
Blackie, you got a second?
Yeah, Gregory, what's happening? What's going on?
Women being held at Expo. Look for a persimmon door. I'm on my way. Follow. How's Lila?
She'll be all right. Gail's going to stay with her for a while. She's just feeling a bit faint.
I'm glad it was nothing serious.
Jimmy Lee, about Celia. I seem to recall that she was kidnapped once before by you. Have you taken her somewhere?
What?
You have nothing to do with this current disappearance?
Nothing to do with it.
If I find out that you're at the bottom of this, believe me, you are going to regret it.
Would you get off it? I mean, Holly Scorpio was also kidnapped. You think I'd mess with her?
You mess, to use your vernacular, with Celia.
Yeah, well, that's over.
Yeah, I wish I could believe that.
Okay. Okay, you're right. What I did at the wedding was a dirty stunt. But I couldn't help myself. I mean, after all, I don't like to lose Edward. It's some kind of a family trait, I guess.
Obviously, you've never heard the old saying, a woman convinced against her will is of the same opinion still.
Well, I heard it now. But it still hurts.
You know, I'm really beginning to feel you believe that.
Yeah, well, I do. And once you get to know me, really know me, you know that for sure.
Yeah, that's a strange comment for you to make after all this time.
I'd give anything, anything, if I could go after her, find her, bring her back, and keep her.
Well, you can't, so don't.
Look, I got to do something. Why don't you at least let me call her father and tell him about this? Can I do that, or would you already do that yourself?
I tried to phone him in the Laurentians, but I couldn't locate him. It's probably just as well under the circumstances.
Why, he should know about his daughter being kidnapped.
Well, of course, but I don't have anything to say to the man right now that could give him much hope. Later on, there might be some encouraging word.
Yeah. Waiting is just driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's sure tough. But you know, come to think of it, there is something we could do to pass the time.
Yeah, name it.
I assume you know how to mix a drink.
Yours? 3 jiggers of bourbon, half a jigger of branch water, and 4 ice cubes.
I'm impressed. Why don't you go into the living room and mix me one?
You got a little manual work to keep my mind off this crazy business.
Jimmy Lee.
Yeah.
Have one with me.
In my country, it is not proper for a woman to converse with a man without permission.
Well, it's different here. Here, we are what we call liberated.
Oh? And what does that mean exactly?
That means that when we're attracted to a man, we come right out and say it.
So that's what you're trying to tell me? That you find me attractive?
I find you very mysterious, and I have always been intrigued by mystery.
It's very exotic in here. Is the rest of your country this fascinating?
Oh, this is nothing. It's just a symbol.
Where exactly are we?
You know, there's a saying in my country, a little saying. Where a person is entirely a state of mind.
I like that. I certainly understand it. Being with certain people can produce a state of mind, too. Especially at the beginning.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You find me desirable.
Yes, I do.
There's no further need to talk. Is it? What is going on is that I am obliging her because she wishes it.
You're a fool.
Yes, I am. I am a fool. It's the way of the Western woman. That's right. She issued the invitation, and I was kind enough to oblige.
That's true. This one here, too.
Oh, both of you, shut up. Don't you realize they're only trying to get around you?
Around me?
To compromise you. They're only trying to escape.
I've been used?
Yes, and it'll stop right now. Neither one of you is to touch these women or even speak to them. Is that understood?
Yes. It's understood.
Both of you, get over there. And I suggest you stay there and do not approach these men again. Next time you might not be so lucky. If these men have their way with you, you'll be far worse off than you are now.
On Ryan's Hope, Siobhan and Joe. Destiny brings them back together, but will fate tear them apart? And on the edge of night, join the action. Unravel the mysteries. Feel the passion. And delight in the romance. Ryan's Hope, The Edge of Night. Weekdays.
Now, if you look at this map here of Port Charles, you notice this lighted area here. This indicates the locations where Ramsey and his men have been looking for Luke and Grant.
Yeah, without success, obviously.
So far. But when they move into this area here, I expect all that to change.
That's the site of the exposition.
Correct.
You know very well that you cannot set foot in there without permission from the foreign countries involved.
I don't care about permission. The place is full of foreigners. They all want the disc.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And one of them could be holding my wife.
Yes, that's a reasonable assumption. But you still can't go in there.
Hell, I can't.
Robert, you know international law. Every one of those foreign pavilions is considered to be private property of the country involved. Now, yes, you do have a blanket warrant for anything that's American, but you have absolutely no jurisdiction over any part of the Expo that is foreign property.
I know that, and I repeat again, I don't care. If there is 1 chance in 1,000 that Holly's in there, then I go in.
And I forbid you.
You know, Ballentine, you know, I'm really got it up to here with you throwing your weight around here. I mean, we're talking about my wife here.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And I also understand your concern.
But you've got a strange way of showing it. So far, all you've told me is what I can't do.
Obviously, somebody has to be able to remind you you just can't invade foreign territory.
You think not? Then just watch me.
That would be a terrible mistake, Robert. Because even when you begin the attempt, you know I am forced to stop you.
Listen, Ballentine, do me a big favor right now. Get out. Get right out of Port Charles. Because I don't care where Holly is. I will find her, and I don't care what I have to do. And I don't need you or your WSB to help me.
Don't threaten me, Robert. Take my advice. And for your own personal information, I'm not going to leave Port Charles until I have that disc.
Scorpio.
Yeah, Robert, this is Blackie.
Yeah, Blackie, what is it?
I'm at the casino. I think you should get over here right away.
Lord Rama, I hope you recognize my voice. I don't want to... Good. No, I'm on my way. I'll be there soon. But before I get there, you may have to deal with a very unfriendly visitor. His name is Luke Spencer.
Look, like I just told you, the exhibition hasn't officially opened, and until it does, nobody gets in, not even to the exhibiting buildings.
You mean that there aren't any parts of this whole thing that I can see?
Well, there's a couple restaurants open.
Oh, great. Then you mean I can walk around the grounds?
Yeah, to the restaurants, but there's not much to see.
Well, I keep hearing that this is really going to be something and that it's very impressive. Is there a central sort of one person that's designing the whole exhibition?
No, not really.
Well, I thought that, I don't know, I guess I just thought it would be one person doing the whole thing.
No, listen, each country's in charge of their own exhibition.
Well, are they all in one color?
Oh, no, far from it, man. They got every color in the rainbow, you know? What, you an artist or something?
No. No, why do you ask?
Why, you're interested in the colors. I thought maybe you were an artist.
I'm an interior designer.
Huh? What's that?
Well, we used to be called interior decorators, but we decided that that was demeaning to us, and so we have requested that we be called interior designers. But actually, it's the same thing. We really just decorate interiors.
Yeah, you decorate houses, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And commercial buildings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that I'm so anxious to see the colors that they're using here. Are there any specific colors, like, especially on doors?
Doors?
Yeah. Well, the big thing in interior design these days is using unusual colors on doors. You know, it's what we call color fascination. And I'm personally fascinated with colors on doors that are very sort of hot colors, you know, like reds and yellows. greens, things like that. So I was just wondering if there are any unusual doors in the exhibition.
I haven't noticed any, no. Look, you want to go see some doors? I don't see any reason why you can't go in and look around. What the heck?
That would be great.
All right, hey, look, I got a map here. Okay, this is a map of the exhibition. Help you find your way around.
Oh, great, thank you. Oh, and see, this is what I'm talking about.
What?
Look at this right here. It says the Persimmon Restaurant.
Yeah, they got all kinds of weird names for things.
Okay, so if I want to go to this place, I'm going to go down this street. What is it called?
Which one?
Oh, right. It's written right here.
Yeah, it's United Nations Way, yeah.
United Nations Way. I go down there and hang a right?
Yeah, you won't have any trouble. This is really pretty accurate.
Yeah. Well, I'll go have a look. And thank you very much. I mean that.